Oh yeah, she's ready.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way,
Hello lovelies, welcome back to 9 Lux Nails. Today my client has come to get her Extendo curved nails, so I am first going to start by sizing the tips. When doing extendo nails, I do like to double my tips, so the first tip will always be true to size, fitting from sidewall to sidewall, not being too big or too small. And then my second tip, since I am doing a tapered coffin, the second tip will be one size smaller than the first tip. I like to do it this way because it eliminates a lot of excess filing with my nail file or my e-file because they are doubled in tip, so I don't want to apply too much pressure and potentially have one of them pop off. And if I was going for a square shape, I would use double tips of the same size. So since I am doing a tapered coffin, it will be the true to size first, which is from sidewall to sidewall, not being too big or too small, and then the size under, which would allow me to have more of a tapered shape. And if you're wondering why you see so many tips, I do like to size my tip and get out enough for both hands. So now I'm just going to simply apply them, the first tip being the true to size, and then I will apply the second tip that is a size under to create the extendo. After doubling and applying my tips, I like to get my client's desired length and then size all of the nails to that length as well. My tip for always getting an accurate sizing is to line those cuticle lines up and clip the nail to that size. Every time I do this method, I never have a single issue with sizing. The only one that you kinda will guesstimate with is the pinky and thumb, but it's easy to get the size once you do your main 3 fingers like this. So with the pinky, I will always line it up with the ring finger, but I will also take my length just a little bit under because I don't want the pinky finger to be the exact same size as the ring finger because it is smaller. And as well with the thumb, I do an eyeball method. And after sizing my first hand, I will go from cuticle to cuticle on the second hand and get those lengths the exact same as well. I did go ahead and shape these off camera. If you want to see how I do my shaping, go and watch my previous Extendo curve nail video where I explained in depth how I get my shape. And of course, I am using my all-time favorite base, the Mia Secret Cover Nude Blush Acrylic, and I am also using Mia Secret Monomer and a size 12 Kolinsky brush to start applying my foundation. I do like to start with a large bead first with a very wet consistency and move that bead all the way down the body of the nail. Because I am not applying that bead on the natural nail bed yet, I like for my first bead to cover the body of the nail first. This, in my head, allows me to properly shape the apex how I want to. If I started that bead right in the center of the nail, it does make your apex and the back portion of your nail appear more bulky, and that is not what we want. Also, when doing extendos, as you can see, I am using my finger as some stability for the nail because I am molding it and pressing the acrylic into place. I am making sure that I am not bending that tip off because I don't have any acrylic on the area that will combine the natural nail and the tip together. Now, once I am done getting that acrylic shape to my liking, I am going to go in and proceed to build the apex in the back using as many beads as necessary. I used to try to get a nail done in about 2 beads, but I do want my clients to have proper structure. So I'm taking the first bead and simply molding it into place and then going back further and further until it is giving the shape that I want, and I also know that it has the strength that it needs. So I will continue to apply the acrylic application, and if I see any indentions in the nail or any areas that may need more acrylic, I'm simply going to fill that in because, for one, I do like to look at the nail from all angles and make sure that it is giving very much perfect. So I'm going to be quiet and let you guys watch as I continue to apply this beautiful foundation. I know I have explained my foundation secrets in many of my videos, but if there is something I have not mentioned, feel free to comment down below. I do check each and every one of my comments, and I would like to give you guys what you're asking for. Thank you so much for almost 2,500 subscribers. By the time this video goes up, I believe we'll probably be knocking on 3,000. So thank you guys so much for going on this journey. I really overlove nails. I overlove doing them. I overlove the connection that I have with my clients and just everything that nails provide. So thank you guys so much for coming on this journey with me. I have been wanting to tap into my YouTube for a minute, and I also like educating you guys and sharing any tips that I have, because we all can be great and successful nail techs one finger at a time. And just like that, the foundation gives every single time. Like, don't play. I might play about a lot of things, but that foundation will never be one. And now I'm just going to refine my shape with my 80/80 grit nail file, going straight up and down along the sides. I do like to keep my nail file straight up and down, not tilted at an angle unless I'm going under the nail, but to get that crisp shape along the sides, it will always be straight up and down. And I know the filing may seem aggressive, but I have strategically learned how to use my hand to apply the best comfort for the nail as well as my client. So I always ask, are you okay? Are you good? But they say they can't feel anything. So it may look aggressive, and I do want it to be aggressive at this point because I want to knock any imperfections from the shape of the nail, but my client's comfort is my first priority. So even though it may look like I'm being very strong, I am making sure that they are super comfortable. After getting my outside shape just right, I will go in with my e-file on a speed of 6 RPM, and I am using a 180 grit medium coarse sanding band, and I'm just going to remove any additional imperfections that may be on the body of the nail, making sure to also go under the bottom of the nail as well and remove any of the excess that may have been left over of acrylic or any of the excess that may have been left over from the nail tip. And y'all know I love my Beetles brand. Here are the beautiful colors that we're about to use. So today my client wanted a popping neon inspired design, so I took it upon myself to do this gorgeous squiggle design. So with doing lines, my tip is always making sure it goes thick and thin. If you're doing a design, I do see some people doing just a straight line, and that's fine, but if you want to add dimension, you want your line to go from thick to thin. And because her nails are so long, I'm taking that same technique in a reverse manner. So I'm going from thick to thin as well, from bottom to top. So from the top, you see I started that pink line and it's thin, it gets thicker and then goes thin and then goes back to thicker. So this allows fluid and motion in the set. I could have just did one line and kept it very thin in consistency, and that is a design, but it's flat in dimension. So always make sure you add a little movement and body. Practicing your line work is good, but also practicing to go with the flow and the curve of a nail is good as well. That what will set your artwork apart from a next stylist. So that's what I mean about a single line with no dimension. But now I'm going to go in and add thickness and fluid to it. So it could have just been that line that went straight down like that, but now I'm going to add a little more movement to it by thickening some areas and keeping that middle portion thin. So to this swirl design, I will be applying multiple colors, and I do cure in between each color. So once I did those two lines, I cured that hand for 60 seconds and I worked on the two fingers on the other hand, and while that hand was curing, I worked in that manner. So I don't do one finger and cure and one finger and one finger. I do try to work in sets of twos. Sometimes I will continue to go all the way through a set, but while I'm working on the next hand, always have your other hand in the dryer. So you do want to tell your client, put that phone down and give me your hand, give me your undivided attention. Sometimes I tell them, girl, stop talking, stop sneezing, stop doing stuff, because I need you to be still, because this part is what will make or break the set. Like, we didn't get this far for you to start playing and you get in that dryer and you scratch up my design. Like, I love my clients, but I love my work. So y'all ain't gonna have me out here looking bad. Be still. I'm very gentle with my clients, but they know when I get aggressive, I mean well. And as you can see, I'm still applying my colors. Sometimes now, because I have both sides of that cured, I can go in and apply multiple lines. So if you're a visual learner, which I love my visual girls, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. But yes, my visual girls would notice that I am still going from largest to smallest, even with the color change. So always keep the same tempo and technique all the way throughout the design. Do not give up and start drawing those flat lines. You want to take your time so that we get the best result. So always remember to keep your technique consistent, and it will give you the best result in the end design. So I'm going to be quiet and let you guys watch as I continue to fill in these lines. I'm not doing the colors in any specific pattern, but I am making sure to get each color on the nail. So I'm going to zip it and let you guys watch as I finish this line work. If you have stayed this far into the video, then I know I caught your eye, girl. You might as well go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Cut on the notification bell because I'm uploading. I'm trying to get my schedule, but until then, the uploads will still be consistent, period. So go ahead and hit that button and give me a huge thumbs up. It will be greatly appreciated. Now when it comes to a basic nail polished nail, my only advice is the first layer should be very thin and cover the entire nail, and the second layer can be more thicker and allow you to get your true color payout. The first layer should be very thin to where you can almost still see the nude, because you want it to be a good base layer. So it does not need to be thick. If that layer is too thick, it will not cure all the way through, nor will the top layer cure, and that's where you will get your chipping and your color coming off, and it causes a lot more problems. So make sure that first layer is super thin, almost to the point where you can still see the natural nude color underneath. And then once you apply that top layer, because Beetles brand polish is so thick in consistency, that you will get your true color payout without having to apply too much polish. So I do like to just take one good swipe and try to cover as much of the nail as possible. Be sure to get the outside of the nail. I do see people that leave the outside of the nail unpolished, and I'm not sure why, but we're going to polish the entire nail. It gives more of a completed and finished look. So again, Make sure that your first layer of gel polish is very thin and is cured for 60 seconds before applying your second coat of polish. Beetles brand polish is a very thick consistency and true color payout brand, so I absolutely love using them. But I do get asked the question all the time, how do you cure it to stop it from bubbling, to stop it from chipping, to stop it from falling off? That first layer has to be thin, and then when you go in with your second layer, as you can see, you will get that true color every single time. And you will always notice that I do like to use my finger to clean off the sides of the nail. Because the first coat was already painted on the sides, I don't want the outer side to swell too much because I like to keep the true shape of the nail. So on my second layer, as well as my gel polish top coat, I will remove the excess from the side of the nail because I do not want the gel polish to swell once I put it in the LED light. So always remember, if your shaping is looking a little off, if your polish is looking a little lumpy in the end, it's because it has swelled in the light and you did not remove it from the sides. So try to incorporate that in your natural rhythm when doing nails. Just simply remove the excess from outside the nail. So after I have painted all of my solid nails, I do like to do a double cure and just without any additional polish, cure them in the light to make sure that they are all the way dry. Now, only on the nails that have the squiggle line design, I will apply a matte top coat and cure them in the light also for 60 seconds. These will only be the nails that will be matte, and then I'm going to apply black pop dots like I did in the ColourPop video. I'm going to do that with black. So I take my black gel polish and apply clear Mia Secret acrylic into the gel polish, swirl that up a little bit to get the consistency that I like, and then I'm going to apply the dots on the nail in that manner. I could have put them flat on the nail and applied the matte on top, but I did want to add, again, dimension to the set and movement, so I do like the idea of the 3D pop dots. So I'm going to, again, apply the matte top coat only to the squiggle line designs, and then I'm going to apply the black pop dots on these nails. And the solid polished nails will get a gloss top coat, which I do prefer to use the Kiara Sky No Wipe top coat. And here are the pop dots. They are so stinking cute. I have to stop myself from applying them to everybody's set. The 3D trend is going on right now, and I am here for it. After applying the pop dots, I will cure them for 60 seconds in my LED light. And now I'm going on to my Bling finger. I do like to apply a glitter gel base underneath the stones. It adds extra dimension. And then I did see inspo on Instagram for a junk nail bling nail, and I thought it was just the cutest. I had never tried it before, so I am going to use 4 larger charms and then surround that with my assorted sizes of bling. They are AB crystals that I get off Amazon, and I will have them linked down below, as well as any other product that I used in this video. Be sure to check the description box because everything will be down below. When applying my bling, I do like to use multiple sizes just to make sure that I am getting the best coverage as well as a very high definition payout. So when the client moves their fingers, you're seeing all the different reflections at the highs and lows. I think it just adds the best touch to any set. My clients cannot leave the chair without a bling nail, a piece of bling, and I'm always going to use multiple sizes and try to get them as close together as possible. So the gel underneath you can see, but you can't see because it is helping to fill in the gap so that if the stones are not all the way touching or one may fall off, you're not seeing just this big gap in the nail. So I will continue to fill in this bling nail with my assorted sizes, and then we'll wrap up this set. And here is the finished set. They are neon and popping, and of course she brought her mini to get matching nails, which I over love. If you guys stay tuned to the end, you're a real one. Thank you so much, and until my next upload, follow my socials.